That's what this fourth key is that the men's leadership team needs to be engaging. We cannot be leaders who sit around and talk about discipleship. We need to be leaders who are out in the church engaged in discipleship. There's a little corollary to this. You know, if you want something done, who do you ask? A busy man, right? If you want men to be discipled in your church, who do you ask? Men that are already discipling other men, because they know what it takes. They've already got the vision for it. They've already got the passion for it. They've already got a commitment to seeing it happen. And so build your leadership team with guys who already have a vision for men's discipleship. Don't try to go find some guy that is out there with nothing to do and say, oh, I'll recruit this guy to be a leader in our men's discipleship. Well, he doesn't have a vision for it yet. He might be a good guy to sort of bring alongside and bring along in that path, but you want to build your team, your inner team, with guys who are already focused on and passionate about men's discipleship.
One of the great tools that's available to you as a leader is the Man in the Mirror website. You know, our ministry exists to serve leaders, and that website is directed at serving leaders who are reaching and discipling men. So you're going to have great articles, free equipping newsletters from Pat Morley towards leadership, all kinds of resources that you can search, and free webcast video and audio Bible studies from Pat Morley. More than 400 of them are available already, and they cover every topic imaginable. You can download or stream those videos for free. And this is a great way to launch a new leader in ministry. In other words, you may have some men who would love to perhaps lead a small group, but don't really feel equipped or qualified to teach the material themselves. No problem. All they need is a computer, a conference room, a room in their home, a room at the church, a projector, a large screen, whatever it is. They can download the Bible study with Pat Morley, show that Bible study to their men, and actually print out the discussion questions that the men used right here in Winter Park, Florida when they met with Pat. And so you can go back through any of those 400 sessions that you want to, or you can keep pace with the current and new Bible studies that are being added to the website every week. Many thousands of leaders all across the world are using that Bible study on a weekly basis. If you prefer to actually get that Bible study on disc, we do have that available on CD for both audio and video that can be used for small group Bible studies or to listen to in a car or wherever it may be. So the Man in the Mirror website, a great resource that you need to know about, and the Man in the Mirror Bible study is a great tool to not only disciple men, but also help new leaders take on the role of ministering to men in their sphere of influence.
You know, sometimes I'll talk to churches and they'll be like, well, and they'll tell me about how their men's leadership team is organized, and they have all these positions. You know, they have a prayer coordinator and a retreat coordinator and a small group coordinator and a this coordinator and a that coordinator, and that's wonderful, except in one case. If I don't have a retreat coordinator, and so I go out and I say, look, we really need a men's retreat coordinator, and I sort of twist the guy's arm and maybe make him feel, look, if we don't have a men's retreat coordinator, we're not going to have a men's retreat this year. Come on, man, you don't want to see that happen, do you? And so I sort of guilt the guy into filling a role on my team. Well, the problem with that is that what I'm doing is I'm recruiting guys to roles. So I'm building my team based on roles that I want people to play, and I'm sort of pigeonholing guys into those roles. Instead, I would suggest to you that you look for guys that are passionate about something and then invite them onto your leadership team. And let your men's discipleship become not about some like set list of things that apparently we're supposed to have. I mean, there must be some verse in the Bible that thou shalt go into the wilderness and retreat, right? There's no verse like that. So if you don't have a man passionate about retreats, don't have a retreat. It's not that big a deal. You're going to have guys if you have a guy that's passionate about shooting guns, and he's also excited about men's discipleship, we'll help that guy figure out how he can use his passion for shooting as a way to get more guys involved in discipleship. If you have a guy that's passionate about the Bible, Obviously, that's going to be a guy that you're going to recruit and help him figure out how to take his personal passion for the Bible and use it as a discipleship tool. And as you find guys that are passionate about men's discipleship, let your team be built organically based on the call that God has placed on each of those men's lives, on the passion that He's given them, and build your discipleship efforts to your men in your church based on the strengths and interests of your leaders. Make sense? All right, let's pray.